So I never thought design could impact 30,000 plus children across Ethiopia and Kenya.
Vision, for sure.
But anyway, just for background, you remember how we met, we got to close them. I messaged their CEO on LinkedIn, and she replied, and she then sent her an email, which I sent, and then she referred me to another person who now I did a meeting with, and then that person again referred me to another person, typical corporate processes and all that. But I remember when now they were like, we need to do you guys, let's do some bit of design. We see some just test run,
Some
proof of work concept, kind of a thing. And from there, I know you are involved. So, but anyway, what do you? First, they had, of course, the vendor issue. They had worked with some previous vendors, which I think the alignment wasn't all that. Because I remember one of the meetings we did initially, even before we did the POC, was they had worked with vendors who are approaching their design from a very, because most of these concepts are Western concepts. Design is, I'm not saying design is design, but you have to tailor make it to the local application. And that's one of the issues they had. Like, do they prioritize your customers in such a manner? Because there's this whole talk of Gen Z, and they cannot work past
4 p.m. 4
is it 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.?
4:59
here you ambush somebody. Like sometimes you have to work around the clock to deliver such kind of requests. So, and I think that's, for me, it's always like, you're proud when you see you're able to deliver edge cases, not just the normal cases, because anybody can deliver a normal case. But I think it's the edge cases that really set you apart.
Exactly.
And I think Tiny Totos, that has been like one of the key things they always wanted fulfilled, because sometimes, most of the time, they have very, very requests that come with very short timeline. So
and they have to still come out.
So I never thought design could impact 30,000 plus children across Ethiopia and Kenya. I never thought we would do design that is really impactful. And this is classical, like one of the customers we've worked with, Tiny Totos. And I look at how the work we've done with them and how it's been impacting their work in children and with the small children.
Small children.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's quite been a journey that we've walked. But I think, just for context, we had worked with a lot of SMEs around design work.
For sure.
More than 50 companies.
More than
we had worked with. And so when we met, I don't know, the design work they wanted was actually like,
so it's very unique.
Very unique kind of requirements. And I remember in one of the meetings, I'm like, have you done this before? And I was like, yeah, not exactly, but we definitely can do this also. So, they are working early childhood development. I love their vision, and for us, it's what we say. Like, as a company, we merge our vision and our customers' vision. We are fueling our vision, fueling customers' visions, but also it has to be in tandem with our vision. So,
vision, for sure.
But anyway, just for background, you remember how we met. We got to close them. I messaged their CEO on LinkedIn, and she replied, and she then sent her an email, which I sent, and then she referred me to another person who now I did a meeting with, and then that person again referred me to another person. Typical corporate processes and all that. But I remember when now they were like, we need to do you guys, let's do some bit of design. We see some just test run,
Some
proof of work concept, kind of a thing. And from there, I know you are involved. But anyway, what are your first experience working with Tiny Totos, and like the first impressions of working with them? And yeah.
I think, as you've said, it was quite. I mean, their case was very unique, actually, and by unique is the kind of outcome we wanted to. They needed, of course. Because previously we had, of course, worked with SMEs, other businesses, but of course on different industries. So when it came to Tiny Totos, I remember being an impact. I mean, directly, the impact is so unique. So the outcomes have to really merge their vision, which is the small children which they work with. So of course now this brought about a lot of us using the experience we had before, but now trying also to be very, very creative, making sure that we also, and I remember when it came now to crossing the borders now to like Ethiopia, you have to, of course, I remember the Ethiopian versions of the designs has to be their local, in their
Amharic.
language. Yeah, Amharic. So, I mean, quite a lot came into the picture. Yeah, but at least what we really, I mean, what what we really leveraged is the experience we had from the previous projects, and of course now trying to make sure we first understand what like for the designs. I remember the first ones were just normal, the normal posters. When you went to the to the educative materials. Yeah, so you're trying also to understand why they are trying to come to you. Of course, one, only because probably they've worked with other vendors, of course, but they find that these vendors don't understand what they're supposed to produce for them. And at least that's a bold move we took. And after the POC, the first versions of showing what we can deliver, they were able to know that we understand their core. I think that now brought the trust for them to give us now the full books, which I think we've been in them for quite some time so far.
Yeah.
And yeah, and every other, and I think every other project we have with them is usually unique in its own way. Yeah. So, but now that means now also you have to really set up frameworks such that you don't go work from scratch in every other project. And I think that's what has even kept us. And of course now you keep also making sure that you are improving every other project. You make it better than the previous one. Now to just make sure that you're also giving them a better experience.
Yeah, I think you said about the the, the issue they were having. I mean, I know we talked about that you're not just solving a design problem,
Yeah, exactly.
you're also solving other problems for every customer, and mostly trust issues,
Yeah.
and alignment in terms of purpose. I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's also
Purpose.
very
Yeah, yeah,
important. So, first, they had, of course, the vendor issue. They had worked with some previous vendors, which I think the alignment wasn't all that. Because I remember one of the meetings we did initially, even before we did the POC, was they had worked with vendors who are approaching their design from a very, because I mean most of these concepts are Western concepts. Design is, I'm not saying like, I mean, design is design, but you have to tailor make it to the local
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
application,
yeah, yeah.
and that's
Tailor
one of the
making
issues
is,
they
yeah.
have. Like the vibe has to be local, not very Western. You understand? Like even when you're doing an English design, you still have to see, does it capture the local?
The
Is there
local,
a
yeah.
vibe, a local vibe?
The local vibe, yeah, for sure.
And also, can you also again localize use Swahili, Swanglish,
Swanglish,
sharing a
yeah.
bit of here and there,
Then the
and especially because
visuals,
of their
yeah.
target market is very specific. One, it's early childhood development in informal areas, not actually like the
Not
formal
actually, yeah,
areas. So I
informal
mean,
actually.
that's the language is something that was of a key factor on so that you can nail the communication. So I remember that was that was the whole point of POC actually, to prove, can we are we able now to address that?
To
Those are all
address.
the
Yeah, yeah,
issues but also, and then we started, like for them, it's more of requests which are it's more of spontaneous. Can you handle spontaneous requests? That was like some are urgent, like some are immediate, like I can place a request today and I want it maybe by tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
I mean,
Without
and
prior notice.
we've had a lot of that with them,
Yeah,
like, like very requests with very short timeline. I think we've dealt with a lot of that with them, and are you able to deliver on? And I think sometimes those are those are requests which most of the time they can go bad because maybe if you're not ready mentally and your team also
Exactly.
is
You
always
can,
on call,
you can fail.
and also how you've aligned your
terribly.
team internally,
Yeah, yeah,
like do they prioritize your customers in such a manner? Because there's all talk of Gen Z and they cannot work past
4 p.m.
5 is it 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
4:59 p.m.
Here you ambush somebody. Like sometimes you have to work around the clock to
Yeah,
deliver
for sure.
such
For
such
sure.
kind of
Overnight. Yeah.
requests.
Yeah.
So and I think that's for me. It's always like you're proud when you see you're able to deliver edge cases,
Yeah, yeah.
not just the normal cases, because anybody can deliver a normal case. But I think it's the edge cases that really set you apart.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think Tiny Totos, that has been like one of the key things they always wanted fulfilled, because sometimes, most of the time, they have very, very requests that come with very short timeline. So yeah.
And they have to still come out.
So Duncan, yeah, that's been my great experience with them. It's been a great ride, and it's a journey I'm looking forward to see how it futuristically also things evolve with them. We hope they give us more work. If you're watching this, good guys at Tiny Totos, give us more work. This is me pitching publicly.
Public. Again. It's me again.
But anyway, what's been your, other, great, I'd say highlights? What are like the most mentioned, biggest highlights working with Tiny Turtles?
Yeah, I think.
I know you've not been like
Yeah, but
directly interfaced with them, but behind the scenes you've been helping our creators.
yeah, just seeing what's happening. But I think, of course, one major thing is about for any design is not just about the design, the physical. I mean, the design, the visuals, and all that. It's about, of course, just to have some purpose behind it. Of course, not just delivering a design to be, or a book to be read by the kids, or just a poster to be shared. You have it has to bear some purpose at the end of the day. Think about the impact which will create to those over 30,000 kids out there. And then, of course, another key thing is also, I think, knowing how to handle the collaboration bit. Because for such
Relationship.
yeah, such an organization, of course, has many. The team. There's someone who may be reviewing the content itself. Someone who's reviewing the visuals.
The CFO who
Yeah,
pays.
who pays. They want to know why they are paying for adjusting the position of the logo or changing the colors. So you have to really know how to handle different team players while still delivering your best. And also, I think because over time, when you're handling such I would say projects which reoccur after some period of time, you might have handled an issue maybe 3 months ago, and then probably it will come up again in another project, which is which will come later. So I think documenting any issues you go through, knowing what really matters to them, will ensure that you really turn around quickly without any friction. Yeah, so. And of course, at the end of the day, it is all about. I think empathy is very important, of course, because especially with. You see the person maybe who is looking at you turning around maybe in 12 hours or overnight. They are getting some pressure from behind, of course. So you really have to know how to. even if there'll be some delays, you really have to know how to communicate them to the team, and to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Because at the end of the day, what matters is that final outcome, the impact you are creating. So I think many lessons to pick from that, and of course now definitely you have to also put in place a lot of tools like in templatizing. I know that's something also which is very important. You don't have to start from scratch in every other project, new project. So how you also keep the reusable assets is very important to make sure that you can really serve them quickly. Like when you talked about the getting a project at 6 p.m. and you need it to be delivered by 8 a.m. the following morning. You can't start from, you have to really have something where you are working from like just off the ground, and then you're able to move quickly. Yeah, so I think that has been my experience with them, but still looking forward to learning more in the coming project.
Okay, yeah, I think you said something important, which is design is an expression of purpose, and I think it's a very key data point in purpose transmission, because purpose is about impact.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about changing people's lives, and design is a key component in that. So I think for designers and for anybody in the creative industry, which mostly encompasses marketing, tech, and I think sales to a to also
Yeah,
a great
of course,
extent,
of course, yeah.
and communication for that matter. So you see yourself as a person who is helping uh, transmit purposeful ideas
Yeah,
into the world. It's a powerful expression which drives impact. So
yeah.
I think that's my biggest takeaway with Tiny Totos, that we've been able to help them express their purpose
Their
as a
purpose, yeah,
company.
for sure.
And I mean, very humbling, very proud, great pleasure. Yeah, and Tiny Totos, we're giving you flowers for the um, work you're doing around
Yeah, for sure, for
the
sure.
childhood development and the impact. Yeah, and we look forward to doing more great collaboration. Yeah, and that's about it for today. Thank you for accompanying us through this session, and see you in the next one. If you like the content, like, share,
Sure.
subscribe, tell a friend, and we're gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Adios.